Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is the part 5 of the Python crash course series, and in this video you're going to learn about classes. Now Python is an object oriented programming language, so this means that Python has classes and objects. So let's see what actually a class is. So a class can be defined as a blueprint for objects to be made. In essence, class defines certain properties that an object will have when the object is instantiated or created. So let's say if we make a class person. Now say we have some parameters like name, age and occupation. So we will define the class as follows. So let's get started with class person. Okay, now an semicolon and hit enter. Then we are gonna write a function which is the init function. This init function gets called whenever we instantiate an object from this class. So the first argument of the init function is always self. Now this self argument is just the object that will be created. So the init function gets called whenever we call the init function gets called whenever we instantiate an object. Whenever an object is created, this init function gets called. So after the init function gets called, the init function takes an argument self, which is the object itself, and then we can give it other arguments as follows. So let's give it name and age, occupation. Okay, so as you can see, we have given it in total 4 arguments, which is self, name, age and occupation. Okay, so now we can define self dot name equal to name. Okay, self dot age equal to age, and self dot occupation equal to occupation, like that. So now what this self does is that it creates variables. It creates the variables which are corresponding to the object itself. So if we call the object dot name, it will give us the name that we will pass when we instantiate the object. So let me show you this in this example. So our class is ready, we can now call it. So let's first instantiate the class with an object. So let us call our object A. So we can call A equals to person, give it parentheses, and we are not supposed to give in the self parameter. It will take self parameter itself. So we can give in name as, let's say, Sam. The age parameter will be 30 and the occupation parameter will be, let's say, artist. Okay, like that. And if we print out these parameters, let's say a dot name, we are supposed to get Sam. Let's hit save and 5. Okay, see, here we go with Sam. Similarly, if we change this to age, hit save, hit 5, we will get 30. And of course, if we change this to occupation, we will get artist. Okay. So now in class, we can also define various types of functions, and we can also perform everything there is to perform in functions and vice versa. So let's define another function. Let's say def say hi. Okay, so it will, function name is say hi. Now what this function will do is say hi. Now what this function will do is print out a greeting followed by the name that will be instantiated when we create an object. So we can say print hi, comma, self dot name. Okay, so in this command, in this statement, we can see that there is a print function with the first parameter as hi and then second parameter as self dot name. So the variables that were created in the init function are available to all of the functions that will be the variables that are created in the init function are available to all of the functions that will be created inside the class. So we have access to self.name, we have the access to self.age, and the access to self.occupation. So we can take any of those variables and we can process it in various ways and we can do stuff with it basically. So let's see. So let's call this function. Now we have already instantiated our object here. As you can see, this A is instantiated to Sam with age 30 and occupation artist. Now if we say a dot say hi and save this and run this. Okay, but one was given. Okay, so yeah, it's my bad. So all the functions in the class will take the self parameter, will take the self argument or parameter. All the functions inside the class will take the self parameter. Now we can run this, hit F5 and see we get hi Sam. We can do, let's say, def info. We can say like name, self.name. You can then print age with self.age. We can also print occupation with self.occupation. So here we go. If we change this to info, we hit save and run this. Okay, it's invalid syntax. Where is it? Invalid syntax. Okay, I was missing a comma, sorry. So let's hit save, F5. So as you can see, we have our name as Sam, age as 30, and occupation as artist. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one.